Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. So the biggest news, of course, is still the releases, and sadly we've got another couple of names to add to that list. We're going to work our way through the folder though. So we'll start with Iyo, who sent a message to Dakota, and this is kind of heart-touching, heartwarming, because this was such an important time for Triple H. SummerSlam 2022 is the first major show that he kind of takes over. And one of the very first things he did, which I believe was just at the end of the first match as well on that show, was bring back Bayley, bring in Damage Control, call up Iyo, bring Dakota back. Like, this was a big moment. This really felt like, wow, Vince would not have done this. And it really felt like we were moving on to that next era, which of course we did. And I sort of feel like this moment is a really key moment. And, you know, to look back now and see that one of these girls, Dakota, has been released, you know, you definitely can feel it. I mean, so just some lovely pictures here by Iyo. Iyo said, "She is so much sweet, strong, kind, smart, wonderful, and beautiful woman. My dearest and best friend, I love you. Everyone loves you." So just some words there from Iyo to her fellow former Damage Control member. So it's Kaz81, thank you. Shotzi then posted this. "I am more than grateful for the wild ride. Can't wait to see where this crazy journey takes me next. I hope to make all my believers proud." And then word came out, James, thank you, that Shotzi's contract, which is expiring very, very soon, is not going to be renewed. And so I don't think we see her again. I think this is her done. And actually, to kind of really compound that, cement that, on the WWE Superstars page, we actually saw Shotzi being moved over to the alumni section. She got moved over there, and that's where all the ex-wrestlers are moved to. The ex-WWE Superstars, that's where they get moved to. So she's already been moved. So I think she's done as well. So the decision has been made to not renew her contract. At Cal, thank you. Dani Palmer is another name that apparently I think was released yesterday, but word just never got out. So Dani Palmer, she's been on NXT a few times. She's been in Evolve. And here she says, "Thank you for bringing me to the love of my life. The past 3 years have been amazing. It's bittersweet feeling to officially close out my athletic career. So it seems like she's done with wrestling." She said, "I went till the wheels fell off, literally. So I think her body was kind of failing her. I don't think her body was able to kind of keep up with what she needed." She said, "Our bodies are a gift and mine has been so kind. But I look forward to the next chapter. Thank you all for the support." So there we go. Dani Palmer also gone from WWE. Now, here we've got, like you can see, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman appears to be in good spirits after his WWE release as he hits up the high waters on a jet ski. You can see a little shrug there and a little kiss as well. And, I mean, look, this is the right mentality, isn't it? Life sometimes throws you things that are just out of your control, and there's nothing you can do about it. But if you're going to spend the day out on the water, like, you know, lovely looking day, like, you know what I mean? Just enjoy the day. Enjoy the day. I think that's a very refreshing little clip, and he seems to be in good spirits, so good to see. Naomi got a little bit of a pushback for this, and I don't find it to be a problem, to be honest. I know that some will. That's fine. But TJF, shout out to you. Naomi said, "If I was doing releases, I would have kept everyone." I mean, that's no problem there. And just released Jade. So I don't think there's a problem there apart from the "and just released Jade," who obviously has not been released and she's in a feud with her. So I don't see that as an issue. Some people are saying you just shouldn't use the releases at all, and I do understand that. But I think that she's been very careful with her wording. I think that she's made sure she's not disrespected anyone apart from Jade, who she's in a feud with. And so I'm okay with that personally, but each to their own. Each to their own. OTC, thank you. So CM Punk has come out with a comment about Jade Cargill's release. So Jade actually shared an image of her when she was younger with some championship belts. And CM Punk said, "Dream chaser, turn it to gold." So I'm sure he spoke to her in private as well. But everyone was really eager to see if he would make a public statement. And so now he has that CM Punk commenting on Cora Jade's release. Bayley also here posting some damage control pictures. So there they are backstage. That looks even before, like, maybe early NXT or maybe even before NXT. And there's WrestleMania. Kind of just showing, look, guys, we made it all the way to Mania. And a little video there when they won those tag titles. So there's Bayley saying forever. So Dakota responded, "You made me cry on FaceTime this morning. This is getting out of hand." And to Iyo, she said, "Soulmate, I love you so much. You deserve all the success." Oro Mensah used the good soldier term, and that was first introduced by Carrion in his Raw recap promo, where he said he spoke to Goldberg about, "Have you got any advice?" And Goldberg said, "Just be a good soldier. Do whatever the office needs you to do." And Carrion has said, "Well, that's got me nowhere. Being a good soldier has not worked." And so really interesting, actually, really interesting that he's kind of come out with that and said that, and that it's caught on as much as it has, because here's Oro Mensah using it, and we saw Shayna Baszler using it the other day as well. Here's Dakota saying, "Trying to get through all the messages, whether it's friends, family, colleagues, coaches. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world. I got to make memories, create friendships, travel the world. Going to take a bit of time, but we are far from done." So it seems like Dakota is going to stick with wrestling, which is great news. Natalya said, "I'm excited for you to train in the dungeon. Let's keep building and working, Charlie." Here's Cora. She said, "I'm disappointed by a lot of things, but I can look back with no regrets and know that I did everything with love and passion, and I always stood up for myself, even in the times I was scared. I'm proud of myself for that." So, and she should be, of course. Thankful for all the childhood dreams I got to live out. I have a lot to say in due time. Stay tuned. Indie Wrestling said, "I only, with a capital O, wanna be your fan," with a capital F, only fans. Cora said, "Stay tuned, honey. Stay tuned." Zelina has commented, "One of the most special, kind-hearted, genuine, talented, and beautiful people inside and out. I can't wait to see what she does next. She's been ready to tear the scene up. We love and believe in you, King Kota. Words will never express how incredible King Kota is, but she's all about that action. Let's go." And Zelina with some words for Shotzi. She said, "I love you, Shotzi. Thank you for sharing your tank with me. You'll always be one of the dopest and slightly scary with all the crazy shiz you do. People that I'll ever know. Continue to kick ass like only you can." So there we go. Lots, and there was other comments as well. There was lots of little bits and bobs kind of floating around. I think today has been a really sad day as wrestlers kind of reflect on losing some colleagues, and obviously hearing from those that have been released, and clearly still going to be the big topic of conversation over the weekend. Hopefully that is it for releases, though. Hopefully that is it. But we have seen in previous years it actually come in waves. We have had it in previous years where there's like round 1, round 2. Hopefully that's not the TKO way. Hopefully that was it. So, right, let's just go to some WWE news. So, Night of Champions is going to be happening on June 28th in Saudi Arabia. So, that coming from Body Slam Net. Apparently, it should be getting announced next week, which is interesting because Crown Jewel is going to Australia, which is a bit weird. And so now we're going to be doing Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, which again is very weird because last year when we did Crown Jewel, you might remember it was World Heavyweight Champion against WWE Champion, and then the winner would get the Crown Jewel Championship, and that would be on display in Saudi Arabia. The winners would get rings. We said at the time, this is a load of nonsense. But WWE said, no, it's a big deal. We're going to do it every year. It's going to be about how many of those rings can you get. Those rings are going to be really prestigious, blah, blah, blah. And now here we are a year later, and we're not even doing Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. It's over in Australia. So I don't know. Is Night of Champions? I mean, I'm sure it's called the Crown Jewel Championship. So it's messy. It's just really messy. So I don't know quite what we're going to do on those shows. Are we still doing champion versus champion at Crown Jewel? And it'll just be in Australia? And maybe it'll still be the rings and everything? But then, you know, what do we do here? Is this just a normal card? I don't know. It's a bit confusing, to be honest. We'll have to see when it gets announced. Hardy Boys. So Aaron V, M News, thank you. Edward, thank you. Hardy Boys said they're really interested in doing something with the New Day. Apparently they've never done anything with the New Day. Never had a match with the New Day. So they would like to get in there with the New Day. So don't know if anything's going to come of that. Don't know. They did say that there were plans for them over the summer with WWE. So I expect to see the Hardys in a WWE ring, NXT, main roster, somewhere. I mean, they're legends. They can be on Saturday night's main event, no problem, right? They could be on Raw, SmackDown. I mean, it's Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. It's the Hardys. They're legends. So I'd like to see something involving them over the summer. And then apparently AAA, Mattel, thank you, have been saying that Rey Mysterio is going to be coming back. Now, not permanently, I think just like appearing, which is no big surprise because, of course, he's got a history with AAA. And now that WWE own AAA, I think we all expected Rey, Penta, Phoenix to kind of go there. And so it does seem like that is the plan. So I would imagine that Worlds Collide show, which is going to be NXT against AAA, that's coming up in June, is it? That, I would imagine, is where we'll see a lot of the luchadors in WWE being in the crowds, making announcements, being backstage. You know, there's going to be a strong presence. I would imagine that Rey will be amongst those, just like he was when they made the announcement of purchasing AAA. So, yeah, definitely anything AAA, I'm really keeping my eyes on, to be honest, because that's obviously very, very interesting. Okay, let's go over to other, shall we? So CM Punk was saying that he thinks he can main event WrestleMania again, but this time he'll target night 2. He said, I've got to do that for people that keep moving the goalposts, which I thought was a fun little line, to be honest. I got to do that for those that keep moving the goalposts. Right, Sean Ross, that just quote tweeting Brandon Thurston. Brandon Thurston said, Vince McMahon appears to be resisting or delaying full compliance with Discovery in the WWE shareholder lawsuit. Right? Now, this is a lawsuit we don't ever talk about. Vince is being sued by the old former WWE shareholders because they say that when he sold WWE, they didn't get a say in it. And instead of shopping around to get the best price possible, he just went with the company that was going to be best for him, that was going to benefit him. And the other shareholders are not happy about that. And so going all the way back to 2023, a lawsuit was brought forward, right? And apparently now Vince is trying to delay and resist and trying to slow down the process of like WWE's sale. Nothing's going to come of this apart from Vince being sued, right? So if you're thinking, oh, is this how we get rid of TKO? No, but it's all to do with Vince and how much he's going to have to pay the other shareholders and all that sort of stuff. So he's just trying to drag that out, right? Sean Ross Sapp said it's likely his worst nightmare. I'd imagine he's got quite a few nightmares at the moment. All of them very valid. Yes, Nails and NY, thank you. Zelina Vega fulfilled. This is an amazing 3 minutes. Do you remember yesterday we saw her take the belt to Ground Zero so she could put it next to her dad's name? Well, thanks to Nails and NY, this is the full 3 minute video, and it is fantastic. I mean, she goes to the Busted Open Studios. She talks about why she's in New York, what she's going to do. She goes to Ground Zero. She calls her mom. She gets emotional. We see her with her family, I think with her like grandmother. Grandmother's wearing the belt. It's only 3 minutes long. If they could edit it down, take a minute out somehow, this is the kind of stuff that should be on the show. This is the kind of stuff that really makes you feel connected to the wrestler. And I don't know why they don't look to do more things like this. Like, you know, this is such a big moment for her. Her dad obviously passing away in the 9/11 tragedy, and her taking, you would think WWE would want to show people this, would want people to know of Zelina's story, but they just don't do film like this. They don't put footage like this. This is like something you get on UFC Countdown. And I really think this is something they need to have a look at, because the 3 minutes here made me feel more connected to Zelina than I think her whole time on the main roster. Like, all of her TV time pales into insignificance compared to how connected I felt for her watching these 3 minutes. And that's the power of these kinds of video packages that WWE do very, very well normally. So watch it. It's really worth it. It's really, really worth it. I quote tweeted it out, so check it out. Right, we've got this TikTok as well. So let's see if...
Drone up. Big 6. Step out, make your move, and make your move. Ready, air 1. Start your move.
Go.
Dissolve air 1. Okay, we'll get there.
You're live.
Stu, go to your left.
It's the drone footage, right?
Slowly wrap around.
Come back around. Keep coming. Yep, you're good.
Watch your correction.
I'm just turning the sound down because obviously you can hear the entrance music, but...
Okay, you're on.
So you're just seeing the drone controller here.
Good.
So I don't quite get the setup, to be honest with you. So that is what we see. That's what we see. Live feed, technical area, and there's the drone controller. Look, there's the guy with the headset. So he's got the headset. He can see this. And, yeah, watch your speed. Slow it down. Wrap it round. Keep coming.
Watch your correction. Keep it steady.
Keep it steady.
Okay, you're on. Don't cross. Don't cross.
I don't know what "don't cross" means, but
Good.
yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen footage of the kind of drone controllers. So really good that. So Isaac, thank you for finding that. I thought that was legitimately really, really interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so that was the other folder. Let's go into fun. They found Dominik's yearbook photo. Bro had an OG Bieber haircut. Let's have a look here, right? So here, Dominik Gutierrez. Look at this. Let's go. Let's go. That's Dom in 5th grade. That is Dominik in 5th grade. And he does have an OG Justin Bieber haircut. Love that for him. Love that for him. Another throwback picture here, Edwards. So Ava shared a picture with her dad, The Rock, and she said, "I'm so lucky to follow in your footsteps." Looks like this is a practice ring. It kind of looks like this is around, I don't know, maybe the time that is that Boots to Asses t-shirt, which, you know, if that was out at the time, I'm thinking is like the John Cena WrestleMania 28, 29 type kind of era. So there we go. And there we've got younger Ava. So not much in fun. There's not much fun around, unfortunately, at the moment because of all the releases and everything. But, I do have a correction to make as well. A botched, and I'm holding my hands up to it. We looked at this yesterday, Carrion wearing a shirt, and I said that he had the Andy Kaufman character on. Andy Kaufman's someone that I really enjoy, and I loved his film, that kind of Man on the Moon film. And obviously everyone knows about his feuds with Jerry the King Lawler, right? But I got the name wrong. It wasn't Tony Hinchcliffe. It was Tony Clifton. So my brain's just got confused. I mean, that happens when you get to my age of 21. Things do get a little bit blurry. So, Boomer Chris, thank you. It's Tony Clifton. Tony Clifton. If you've never seen Man on the Moon, check it out. There's also another film called, I think it's Jim and Andy, which is all the behind-the-scenes making of the film, which is crazy because Jim Carrey, got so into the character that even when they weren't filming, he was still acting like Tony Clifton or Andy Kaufman, and he was still running around the set causing so much trouble. It's really interesting. I think it's on Netflix. I think it's called Jim and Andy or Andy and Jim. I think it's Jim and Andy. That's the documentary of the making of Man on the Moon, which is all about this. So a little bit more here from people who said Andy Kaufman's alter ego is Tony Clifton. Andy was a profound wrestling fan and reportedly put everything into his time in the ring. No one blurred the line between work and shoot as much as him. That might be what Cross is communicating, which I think is an excellent explanation. The fact that you never knew if he was working or if he was shooting, and that does really fit kind of what Carrion's trying to communicate. So I think we've got a little bit of clarity now as to what Carrion's shirt was trying to communicate. I really like that. I think that's an excellent theory. So well done, community. Yeah, well done. I stumbled and you picked me up. You lifted me up like the cherub that I am. Right, community. Wild Child Billy, shout out to you, buds. Shout out to you. So I think you got a retweet from Zelina on this one, because I was going through my feed and I saw this and I was like, no way. So congrats. Then as well, Mr. Sinister said I got a follow back from Carrion. I've got a repost and a follow back from R-Truth. With all the negative news yesterday, this made my day. So, Mr. Sinister, shout out to you, my friends. And Mark said, Jade Cargill just commented on my TikTok video of her greeting fans at WWE Worlds. Where is it? There it is. A love heart and a lightning bolt. So, there we go. So, Mark, congrats. Right, let's go. Thanks. And then let's run away. A little bit earlier today. But honestly, the day has been a little bit slow. There was some other news as well, which I don't know. Oh, there it is. I don't know where that's ended up. AJ Styles said, I've been thinking about getting into crypto. I looked at that and I was like, that's weird. But then he started to post these links and stuff. And immediately, as soon as I saw the links, I knew he'd been hacked. I don't know what the latest is. But just as I was about to start recording, some vile messages were being posted onto his accounts. I'm not going to choose to show them here because he's been hacked. It's just some random hacker that's just spewing just horrible stuff. Just awful messages and awful tweets. It's not AJ. He's been hacked. I'm sure they'll get the account back soon. Normally, they can get it back pretty soon, to be honest. So it might even be back now. I would check, but I don't want to give any screen time to whatever the hackers have been writing. If you want to search and have a look yourself, have a look yourself. But as I said, I'd imagine that'll get corrected very soon. Okay, so thanks. Edward, Real Wrestling Fan, CM Chunk, TJF 1983, Thomas Scott, Raymond's, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Wendy Lucho, Prain User Sports, Claire Webb, Kelly the Wise Lady, Big Bam, It's Kaz81, Larry, Huddle Talk, Michael, Davy Jones, Robin, and Football 24085. 3 words. Microwave says meow. And if you don't know what that means, you need to check out yesterday's Unseen, because that was fun. That was my favourite part, I think, of yesterday's Unseen. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate the support. We'll be back tomorrow with an Unseen, but we're also going to do a Backlash 2008 watch-along. I'm going to set that up now. So if you are around, come and join us for that. We'll talk whatever you want to talk about. Releases, current products, Backlash 2025, Backlash 2008, old wrestling, new wrestling. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll go through it. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See you next time. Bye for now.